Aloha, friends and neighbors. Roland Frost here, Kona astrologer. You're about to see program 1005. And I got some interesting fun things for you. But let's see, little business first. There's an eclipse coming up, a solar eclipse at 19 degrees of Pisces. It's on March 8th. And this is a full solar eclipse. And usually the sun figuratively dies, and on Earth, kings die, bosses die, important men die on solar eclipses. Lunar eclipses, important ladies die. Anyway, he's dressed in Pisces clothes. Whoever this person is, they're famous, might be musicians, artists, people like that. This eclipse opposes Jupiter and squares Saturn, and tends to lock up the liberals and the conservatives in battle. It sextiles Pluto, and so the gun people will like it. Okay, what's it going to be like day by day? We're going to talk about it in a down-to-earth fashion. I got 8 planets in Earth. Did you know that? And Taurus rising. I'm a very earthy character. What's going on here? Well, Mars at 29 Scorpio is squaring Mercury at 28 Aquarius. You know, rough talk, angry talk, impatient talk, walking, talking, watch where you're going, aim high. You know, maybe it's better you don't say that. Can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. That's the credo for the first part of your next week. We've also got the old Pluto-Uranus square here. So the videotaping of the powerful police continues. More interesting facts are coming out, though, because Jupiter's trining Pluto. We could learn a lot more about what this problem we have in this country with these handguns is all about. I mean, we all hoped that when you gave them tasers, they'd throw away their handguns. The cops don't want to carry those things around. You know, most policemen are afraid somebody's going to take their gun and shoot them. So they'd be happier with a long gun. Any kind of long gun. They got shotguns in the car. What more firepower do you want? Originally, you know, police didn't carry any firearms. They were only there on holidays to keep order. And, you know, in Britain, they carried the billy club, you know. Even today in Arab countries, the policemen go around with a little short, harmless kind of a whip, and somebody's not doing right, they give them a whack. But they're not carrying handguns, lethal force. That's the difference. As you go into the beginning of your next week, the sun here is squaring Saturn. And we're all a little cold, and we're all a little depressed, and we're all kind of tired of authority. Guys in dark suits and ties, and bankers and politicians, and I'm going to get into some of these politicians a little bit. See if I can't lighten it up a little. What's it going to be like day by day? We're going to run the moon around the planetary pattern. These are just people, you know. And humanity has been studying these characters for 50,000 years, so we know who they are. For instance, here on Friday morning, March 4th, the moon's going by Pluto. Eek, a bug. This is eek, a policeman. Eek, a gun. Eek, a new virus. And, you know, it tends to make you feel powerless and all alone as you go through Friday morning. Thursday night was pretty good, actually. You know, Thursday night you probably enjoyed things a bit, because here's the sun, and here's Venus, or Neptune, and so it was kind of partying a little bit Thursday night and feeling sort of powerful. But Friday morning, alarm bells go off kind of early, and you may not like it. You could learn some more truth here about some of these alarmists. That's a good name for Pluto. An alarmist. Eek, it's ISIS. Anyway, as you go through Friday, you'll slowly get over the Friday morning eek panic feelings. it's working its way back into Thursday, this square. Saturday morning, the moon's still in Pisces in the beginning, and there's a nice sextile to Mars, and you could be quite ambitious. Get out and do something. Go for a swim. Go for some exercise. Go fix something. After breakfast, the moon shifts into Aquarius, and everything changes. A fixed air sign, more intellectual, but not as goal-oriented as Capricorn is. So if you got a good start Saturday morning and started doing some work, some physical stuff, keep it up as long as you can Saturday. On Sunday, March 6th, there's a nice sextile to Saturn, and we feel organized, and we're getting the job done. We're on time. We're on budget. Feels pretty good. We got work done Saturday, and we got plans all set up and finished Sunday morning. And there's rewards here Sunday night. The moon's going by Venus. Oh boy. There's a nice sextile to Uranus too. So there could be some universal love, some friendship. This would be a day of good feeling on Sunday, March 6th. Venus is there too. So there's some sweets at the end of Sunday. Yes, you should, you got your work done, you got organized. Enjoy yourself Sunday night. It's all about some fun and pleasure for a change. As you go through Monday morning, things are okay until you get to about breakfast time, and then there's moon squares Mars, and people are impatient and angry, and that's the lousy way to start your work week. Ask yourself what you're protecting. Maybe you didn't physical work to do will diffuse your anger and impatience. Yes. Monday night, late, this is midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning, the moon goes by Neptune here. So there's some inspiration, some Jesus love around, some dreaming. Not too bad. Tuesday, the moon's still in Pisces, pretty dreamy still, but you're in the eclipse zone. Yeah, total eclipse is here. Tuesday afternoon, evening on March 8th. Now, this is not a time to start things that you don't want to continue. That you want to continue, because they may not continue. If you want to get rid of something, Tuesday afternoon and evening's a good time to do it. Get rid of it. Trash that sucker. Get loose of it. There's a nice sextile to Pluto. When's that? That's right in here. There's a little blue line. Boy, this is tight. Look at that. There's a red line, blue line, red line. As you go through the middle of Tuesday, so you're surrounded, you're depressed, and then there's discovery, and then you overdid it. Well, like I say, eclipses take things away. Want to kill something? Well, this is the time to get your plans together. That's what eclipses do. That's why the sun is so unhappy here. So, care, caution, yes. All the way through Tuesday and into Wednesday until the middle of the day. Finally, the moon shifts into Aries. You get some of that eclipse feeling off. There's a trine to Mars after lunch, and you can get back to work again. Get some physical stuff done. Moon in Aries, not bad. On Thursday, the 10th, the moon's still in Aries. Makes a trine to Saturn before lunch. The square to Pluto. See, it's worked back into Thursdays. Eek, a bug, panicky. That's just around lunchtime. And then comes the feeling of isolation and strangeness and weirdness, and the electronics quick. Twist the plugs. It's in the connectors. So now we have a Thursday panic day. We can't talk about freaky, frantic Fridays. We gotta. I'll make something up. Ha ha ha. Anyway, feel weird, different. Hey, be one of Woodstock. That's what Thursday's about. After all these elections, nobody talks about the environment and global warming, or any of the issues that we really all want to talk about. Friday, on March 11th. Now the moon shifts into Taurus just about breakfast time. There's a nice sextile to Venus. There's some sweets around. Have a nice breakfast Friday with somebody you love. Relax. Things are in, moon's in Taurus. You're going towards a nice spot. There it is, Saturday, March 12th. Starts in the morning with music. There's a sextile to Neptune. Religion, art, color. Very nice. Here's Mercury, too. Talk about it. Speak about it. You know, get your Bible out and read Jesus to your family. Whenever he says heavens, just substitute sky and see how it comes out. There's discovery here. Here's a trine to Pluto after lunch, and another trine to Jupiter. You're finding out more about guns and power, and if the nations on this earth cannot handle nuclear weapons, how can you expect your town to handle pistols? It's the same thing, macro and micro. It's on Ronald Reagan's back, you know. The Russians were ready to get rid of all the nukes. We could have done that. And Reagan made the agreement, and then he came home and started his stupid Star Wars things, and everybody stopped, and the world's still full of nukes. Feels like the gun laws in your city, huh? Anyway, there are evil people here. It's funny, Republicans, all they can talk about is guns and ISIS and war, and they revere Ronald Reagan, who's probably the most evil president we've ever had. Otherwise, you wouldn't, if it weren't for him, you wouldn't have nuclear weapons in the world. Get it straight. Yep, there's a nice sextile to the sun Saturday night. You got it straight. Now you understand. Continues through Sunday morning, almost to lunch. You get to lunchtime here, though. There's an opposition, a square to Venus, got lazy, an opposition to Mars. The young couples are fighting. There's a Venus-Mars square. Everybody feels sexy and romantic, but the timing's all wrong, isn't it? Well, that's just Sunday, March 13th. Well, after the last 3 shows, you know, I put all the technical stuff on you about a New York hit. And I got to tell you, I don't enjoy doing this work anymore. I set off to start predicting hurricanes and earthquakes and demonstrate that astrology did that because the ancient Chinese did it. They had 5,000 astrologers all over, you know, doing the full moons and new moons. Kublai Khan told this to Marco Polo, and they're using it to good. I figure we ought to demonstrate it, so I did a pretty good job, but I'm picking up all these things now, and I don't like it. I don't like, you know, I love New York, and the people there are so Aquarian, so predicting a bummer for them, it's an ouch. I don't like it. Is there any, you know, when William Lilly predicted the fire, Great Fire of London, London's going to burn down. He did it a couple years ahead of time because a fixed star came to the London midheaven. And they knew the midheaven, they knew the exact chart of London because, you know, when they put the first block down, all the astrologers were there. They did a ceremony. They knew the exact chart right to the second of when London was born. So they knew where the midheaven was. And when that evil red fiery star, which moves 1 degree every 72 years, came to that midheaven, several other astrologers predicted London would burn down too. Anyway, William Lilly did it. Result was they hauled him into court, made him very uncomfortable. So I'm not comfortable predicting these bummers. I really set out just to demonstrate it could be done. And that, you know, if we were smart like the Chinese, I have great admiration for the Chinese, great admiration. And the ancient ones, if we had 5,000 astrologers working all over the U.S., they'd do better at the weather and these natural disasters than anything we got here now. But I'm going to try to do a few less and entertain you more and teach you a little more of the ancient science and spend less time on predicting bummers. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I thought I'd, you know, I'm going to go back into the ghosts and magic and all kind of strange things too, a lot more. But I think on this show what I want to do is I want to get into these presidential candidates. Yeah.